Very good evening, good morning, good afternoon to each and every one of you for joining with us today on this special occasion of Lhabab Duechen, the sacred day of Buddha's descent from Tushita heaven to the earth. And I would also like to welcome our Russian participants from Russia for the first Lhabab Duechen occasion. And I would like to welcome our director, Venerable Geshe Dojed Abdullah, who is joining with us from Root Institute, Dharamshala. Now, I would like to give you a brief introduction about Lhabab Duechen. Lhabab Duechen is a sacred day of Buddha's descent from Tushita heaven to earth. It is also called the Buddha Shakyamuni descent, and it is one of the four great Tibetan Buddhist festivals commemorating four events in the life of Buddha. Lhabab Duechen falls on the 22nd day of the 9th lunar month in the Tibetan calendar. This Buddhist festival is celebrated to observe the descent of Buddha Shakyamuni from heaven back to the earth. It is also one of the 8 great events in the life of Buddha. According to legend, the Buddha ascended the Trayatrimsa heaven temporarily at the age of 41 in order to give teachings to benefit the gods in that desire realm and to repay the kindness of his mother by liberating her from samsara.
Can you able to hear us? Kishla nganzu chone shimba densu kodu sungi. Kishla singi na? Yeah, thank you. Kishla?
Hello?
Kishla kundu. Excuse us for a while that Kishla wouldn't able to hear us, so we are just directly connecting with Kishla. Kishla, can you able to hear us? Kishla, dear, but Root Institute.
Kishla Singh na?
Kishla? Kishla? That's all, Kishla. We will start again. That's all.
Excuse us, everyone. Really, my apologies. So I'd like to give the brief introduction once again. I would like to welcome all of you today for this wonderful occasion of Lhabab Duechen, which is a sacred day of Buddha's descent from Tushita heaven to the earth. And I would also like to welcome our Russian participants from Russia for joining with us for the first Lhabab Duechen Festival. And now I would like to give you a brief introduction about Lhabab Duechen Festival. Lhabab Duechen, or Buddha Shakyamuni's Descent Day, is one of the 4 great Tibetan Buddhist festivals commemorating the 4 events in the life of the Buddha. Lhabab Duechen falls on the 22nd day of the 9th lunar month in the Tibetan calendar. This Buddhist festival is celebrated to observe the descent of Buddha Shakyamuni from heaven back to the earth. It is also one of the 8 great events in the life of great Lord Buddha. According to legend, the Buddha ascended the Trayatrimsa heaven temporarily at the age of 41 in order to give teaching to benefit the god in that desire realm and to repay the kindness of his mother by liberating her from samsara. He was exhorted by his disciple and representative, Modgalyayana, to return, and after a long debate and under a full moon agreed to return. He returned to earth a week later by a special triple ladder prepared by Vishvakarma, the Hindu-Buddhist god of machines. On Lhabab Duechen, the effects of positive or negative actions are multiplied 10 million times. It is part of Tibetan Buddhist tradition to engage in virtuous activities and prayer on this day. Now, with this, I would like to welcome our director, Venerable Geshe Dojit Amdullah, on this very special occasion, who is joining with us from Deer Park, Dharamshala, and today he'll be leading us with the Bodhisattva pledge on this very special occasion. Thank you very much, everyone. May I request our Venerable Geshe Dojit Amdullah to kindly lead the session. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Coach Dela, and thank you, Desula, and thank you, Sundula, Desirabianga, and our Deputy Secretary, Deskunjabla dear, and also Yulia, the Russian, from the Russian group, Yulia, and all the participants offline, online both. So as very well explained by the Tensuri Kongachandala, the best way by which to remember the days of the Buddha is to remember the Buddha in terms of our own spiritual journey. And we see that that is the best way by which to remember the Buddha's kindness and remember the Buddha's the deed of having descended from the 33 the realm of the 33 God realm, planet Earth. So with this mind, as Kungala already explained, that we are doing a retreat here, retreat on 60 verses of reasoning to establish emptiness by Hari Nagarjuna. And there are so many young faces, young people, and it's always inspiring to be here in this beautiful place. So with this in mind, the setting proper motivation, which consists of 3 parts, refuge field, visualize Buddha Shakyamuni, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in the space in front of us, as so loving, caring, embracing. And particularly the people who are involved in the victims everywhere in the world, the wars, and all these different wars, the war zones, and also the border tension wherever in the world, and the sick people, and let's include all of them with us, not only human beings, also animals, insects, molecules, helpings, God and Goddess, and so forth. And the whole purpose of our practice here is to remember the Buddha's kindness in ways superficially, outwardly, to make the Buddha happy. But what makes the Buddha happy is that we are wise, that we extract a greater meaning for yourself and the greatest meaning for others. What is that meaning which the Buddha intends us to awaken ourselves of? Is the meaning of the awakening of Buddha nature, that each one of us become fearless and experience infinite happiness for yourself and for all others. So with this mind, let us think of the Buddha nature within us, that each one of us, we all have the perfect potential to become fully enlightened for the benefit of demonstration beings. And with this in mind, this Jumla is screen sharing, page 3 of the book. Okay. And as we recite these passages, the verses, let us keep in mind that they are the three ways of doing that. Number one, where the words flow. And number two, not only the words flow, but also the meaning is reflected. Then number three, not only the words flow, meaning is reflected, but the experience is invoked. And of course, for us, there may be some of us who can do that, some amongst the participants who can invoke not only the words flow, meanings reflected, and the experiences invoked because of your daily practice, but many of us may not have the third, the component, but will not miss to do the first two, where the words flow and the meanings as well reflected. So with this in mind, imagine that you are accompanied by all the demon sentient beings. With this mind, let's recite the following verses together wholeheartedly. Sorry. And teach with great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel perverted views, to yield the Buddha with Dharma and be homage. And teach with great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel perverted views, to yield the Buddha with Dharma and be homage. And teach with great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel perverted views, to yield the Buddha with Dharma and be homage. Sanye joda zoge jonam no janjo bardo dane gyamzu je dage jin so ke ve sonan. Sanye joda zoge jonam no janjo bardo dane gyamzu je dage jin so ke ve sonan. Dola benir sanye dubaran jo sanye joda zoge jonam no janjo bardo dane gyamzu je Dāgē jīnsō jēbē sōnām gē, nōlā bēnjir sāngyē rūparē shō. I go for refuge and turn enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to control sentient beings. I go for refuge and turn enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to control sentient beings. I go for refuge and turn enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to control sentient beings. The little chabme Okay. Independent origination, there is no ceasing nor rising, no annihilation, no permanence, no coming, no going, no separateness, no sameness. I prostrate to the consummate Buddha, the supreme of all teachers, the one who taught this peace, which is free of elaborations. I prostrate to the mothers of the hearers, the Bodhisattvas and the Buddhas, which through the knowledge of all these hearers seeking pacification and complete peace, which through the knowledge of past causes and helping Margaritas achieve the end of the world, and through the possession of which helps subdue as is part of a variety of teachings. The one who has transformed into the reliable guide, motivated by ultimate to benefit sentient beings. The teachers who guard and protect her to your prostrations. The one who has eliminated the web of conceptualizations and is endowed with the divine bodhisattvas in the profound. Who eternally shines for the forever noble light raised to you the Buddha prostrations. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today the Buddha's presence are during the matter full awakening for the benefit sentient beings. Okay, as we recite the mantra, let us use this mantra as the mirror to see how our mind works, where our mind goes wrong, where we can fix the mind from going wrong, and to transform it from the selfishness to the other cherishing, all embracing compassion, from the ignorance to the wisdom, to see the interdependence of phenomena. Om ye dharma heto prabhavam hetom te sham tathagato yavatat Esham Chayo Nirodham Evam Vati Mahashramanaye Swaha Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Tesham Dathagato Yavatat Esham Chayo Nirodham Evam Vati Mahashramanaye Swaha Om Ye Dharma Hetu Shandatagato Yavatat Tesham Chayo Nirodha Evam Vati Mahashramanaye Swaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata, the cessation causes as well as taught by the great seer. Profound, peaceful, elaboration-free, clear light and non-composite. Such is the nectar of the Dharma I've discovered. Finally, no one could have fathomed this teaching in silence or return to words. Beyond utterance, thought, and expression is the perfection of wisdom, which is unborn, unceased, and has the nature of space. It is the object of apprehension of self-realized wisdom. To you, the mother of the Buddhas of the three times, I may obeisance. The four sins of the Buddha's teachings. All composite things are impermanent. All contaminated things are the nature of suffering. All phenomena are the nature of emptiness and selflessness, transcending soul is peace. The Guru is the Buddha, the Guru is the Dhamma, likewise the Guru is the Sangha. The Guru is also everything wholesome. I go for refuge in the Guru. By the sound of the vibrant drum of Dharma, you liberate all beings from miseries. I beseech you kindly remain and give teachings until then at the expense of business eons. The Buddha does not watch the negativities of beings, nor does he remove their miseries by his hands. His spiritual realization is not dwells with them. It is by teaching the truth of suchness that the beings are liberated. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered mysteries glow. If attached to this life, you are not a spiritual practitioner. If attached to samsara, you have no renunciation. If attached to own self-interest, you have no bodhicitta. If there's grasping, you do not have the union. Okay. Praise to the Shakyamuni Buddha, page 14. To the founder, the endowed ones, and the destroyer, the one gone beyond, the full destroyer, completely perfected, full awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme God of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer from the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. When, O supreme amongst humans, you are born on this earth, who pays our sins twice and said, I am supreme in this world. To you who are wise, then I prostrate. With pure bodies, formed supremely pure, with motion like a golden mountain, him that blazes in the three worlds, winner of the best, Lord, to you are prostrate. With a supreme science, face like a spotless moon, color like gold, to you are prostrate. Prostrate like you, three worlds are not, incompatible wise one, to you are prostrate. The Savior having great compassion, the Founder having all understanding, filled of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you that the Tathagata prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from lower realms, the one path, the sublime pure reality, to the Dhamma that pacifies, I prostrate. Those who are liberated and also show the path of liberation, only feel qualified with realizations, who are devoted to the moral precepts, to you the Sangha prostrate. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions, perform all imperfect virtuous actions, subdue mind thoroughly, this is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, a visual aberration, a flame of lamp, an illusion, a drop of dew or a bubble, a dream of flash, lightning, and clouds, see conditioned things as such. Through this marriage, mission beings attain their love, all seeing, subdue four faults, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, betrayed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death. Heart Sutra, page 29, I think. Yes, page 29. And as you recite the Heart Sutra, let us not miss to they remembered there are 3 points. One, where the Buddha Shakyamuni presides over the congregation, was a question asked by the Shariputra to Avalokiteshvara, number one. Number two, what is the response given by Avalokiteshvara to Shariputra? Number three, what is the benefit of the following the practice as taught by Avalokiteshvara in response to the question by Shariputra? So remember these 3 points, and they say that we all can be the child of a lineage, one who, by generally wish that may I become Buddha for the benefit of sentient beings. In the process, what should we be doing to materialize this aspiration is to engage in the practice of the wisdom of emptiness. So by doing so, when we reach to the ultimate goal, all your fears dissolve. And the Avalokiteshvara indicated that this wisdom of emptiness is the only entrance through which all the past Buddhas, present Buddhas, and future Buddhas they traverse. So with this, the awareness, knowledge, let us recite the following. I prostrate to the Arya Jen. And thus today he at one time, the Buddha was dwelling on the massive vultures mountain Rajgriha, together with a great community of monks and a great community of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Buddha said that absorbed in the concentration on the categories of phenomena called profound illumination. Also at that time, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Avalokiteshvara looked upon the very practice of the profound illumination of wisdom and beheld those 5 aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Then through the part of the Buddha, Venerable Shariputra said this to the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Avalokiteshvara: how should any child of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of profound professional wisdom train? He said that, and the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Avalokiteshvara said this to the Venerable Shariputra: Shariputra, any son of the lineage or daughter of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of profound professional wisdom should look upon it like this, correctly and repeatedly, beholding those 5 aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Form is empty, emptiness is form. Emptiness is not other than form. Form is also not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, composite factors in consciousness is empty. Shariputra, likewise, all phenomena are empty, without characteristic, unproduced, unceased, stainless, not without stain, not deficient, not fulfilled. Shariputra, therefore, in emptiness, there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no composite factors, no consciousness, no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visual form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no object of touch, and no phenomenon. There's no I element and so on, including up to and including no mind element and no matter conscious element. There's no ignorance, no extinction of ignorance, and so on, up to and including no aging and death and no extinction of aging and death. Similarly, there is no suffering or origination, cessation of the path. There's no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Shariputra, therefore, because there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely on and dwell in professional wisdom, the mind without obscuration, thus without fear. Having completely passed beyond error, the endpoint is nirvana. All the Buddhas who dwell at 3 times also manifestly completely awaken, unsurpassable, perfect, complete enlightenment, in reliance on the professional wisdom. Therefore, the mantra of the professional wisdom, the unsurpassed mantra, mantra equal to the unequaled, the mantra that totally pacifies all suffering, should be known as truth, sincere and not false. The mantra of the professional wisdom is declared: Teatha Om Gade Gade Bara Samvade Bodhi Swaha. Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, should train a profound professional wisdom like that. Then the Buddha rose from that concentration and commanded the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Avalokiteshvara, saying, well said, son of the lineage. It is like that, it is like that. One should practice the profound professional wisdom just as you indicated, even that the Tathagatas rejoice. The Buddha having thus spoken, the Venerable Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Avalokiteshvara, those surrounded the entirety along with the world of gods, humans, asuras, and Gandharvas, were overjoyed and highly praised that is spoken by the Buddha. As we recite this mantra, today being a very auspicious day, let us visualize that each one of us, we are there with the vultures speak with the Buddha Shakyamuni, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Arya Avalokiteshvara, and Shariputra, and all the Buddhist bodhisattvas, monks, nuns, lay devotees, everyone was there, and particularly you are there, you, your parents, your children, your family members, all there at the first row, and the all sentient beings are with you. And imagine that the Buddha Shakyamuni is exhorting us thus: Don't remain in the fears of samsara anymore. Come to his ultimate happiness. And you're hearing this incredibly pleasant voice of Buddha Shakyamuni. The resounding, reverberating with this incredible assurance given to us. He would then inform this to all the Buddhists, all the divine sentient beings, that they feel so inspired to hear what he was saying, the message that we're conveying from the Buddha Shakyamuni, and they're so inspired to join you in this journey of cleansing the mind to discover one's own Buddha nature, the gold-like Buddha nature within each one of us. Gate Paragate Arasamgate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Gate Aragate 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 Arasamgate Bodhiswatyata. By the teachings of the three supreme jewels possessing power of truth, may in and outer hindrance be transformed, may they be dispelled, may they be non-existent, may they be pacified, may all negative forces opposed to the Dharma be completely pacified, may the host of 80,000 obstacles be pacified, may we be separated from problems and conditions harmful to the Dharma, may all enjoyments be in accord with the Dharma, may auspicious and perfect happiness pervade this place now. Okay, the 8 vessel mind training. Yeah. Good. Okay, it seems like the Russian group. There's little disconnect, so we'll wait for the Russian group to get back to the connection. So, okay, let us please bear with us for a few seconds.
Kishla, now it's working, Kishla. Please go ahead.
It's working. You speak Russian? Oh. Oh, okay. So the somebody is there who speaks Russian and keeping confidential. Okay. So no, she heard what Yulia said. Okay, good. Are we back on 8th verse of training the mind, which is on page.
Page
Okay,
35.
we're on page 35, yes. 8 verse of mind training. As we read this, and our job here is to expand our compassion, to train to expand the compassion. There are two things to be done. One, to get rid of the non-conducive factors, so discordant factors, and the other to gather the conducive factors. And the discordant factors include ego, anger, hatred, and so forth. And how to get rid of these is not just by saying that I'm going to get rid of these. Identify what are the causes of these. And the 8 verse mind training here by Geshe-la so well identified what are the causes of these and the discordant factors like anger, ego, and so forth. And having identified these causes, stay away from these causes, and the negative destructive emotions will come to an end. And then, meanwhile, expand the circle of compassion through the practice of the two methods, particularly remember all things of one's mothers, a source of benefit, and so forth. Okay, with this mind, let's recite it together. 8 verses for train the mind by Geshe-la with the determination to achieve the highest aim for the benefit of all sentient beings, which surpasses even the wish fulfilling gem, and hold them dear at all times. Whenever I interact with someone, may I view myself as the lowest amongst all, and from the very depths of my heart, respectfully hold others as superior. In all my deeds, may I probe into my mind, and as soon as mental and emotional afflictions arise, as they endanger myself and others, may I strongly confront them and avert them. When I see beings of unpleasant character, and those oppressed by strong negativity and suffering, I hold them dear, for they are ready to find as if I've discovered a jewel treasure. When others out of jealousy treat me wrong with abuse, slander, and scorn, I take upon myself the defeat and offer to others the victory. When someone whom I've helped or in whom I've placed great hopes misleads me in extremely hurtful ways, may I regard him simply as my precious teacher. In brief, may I offer benefit and joy to all my mothers, both directly and indirectly. May I quietly take upon myself all hurts and pains of my mothers. May all these remain undefiled by the stains of age, mundane concerns, and may I recognize all things as illusions, devoid of clinging, but released from bondage. From my two collections, past the space that I've amassed, from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief-leading Buddha for all those whose minds visualize ignorant, blind by ignorance. Okay, short 7-limb practice, which is on page 37. 7-limb practice, page 37. Okay, as you recite this, see how much you can reflect on the meanings, and then just imagine that you actually physically making prostrations, making supplication, then confessing, rejoicing. So just as we read the lines, see that, try to, as much as possible, visualize that you're actually engaging in these activities. 7 activities refer to 7-limb practice. I bow down to the youthful Radha Manjushri. You, the Buddhas, the lions amongst humans, God of freedom in the present, past, and future, in the world's of 10 directions. All of you with body, speech, and sincere mind, I bow down, with the energy of aspiration for the Bodhisattva way, with a sense of deep respect, and with as many bodies as atoms of the world. To all you Buddhas visualized as real, I bow down. On every particle are Buddhas numbered as particles. Each of them is a host of Bodhisattvas. I'm confident the sphere of all phenomena is entirely filled with Buddhas in this way. With the infinite ocean of praise for you, and the ocean sound from the aspect of my voice, I sing the breathtaking excellence of Buddhas and celebrate all of you Sugātas. Beautiful flowers in regular gardens, sweet music in scented oils and pedestals, sparkling lights and sublime incense offered to the victorious ones, the Buddhas. Fine dress and fragrant perfumes, sandalwood powder heaped highest Mount Meru, all wondrous offerings in spectacular array offered to the victorious ones. With transcendent offerings, peerless and vast, with profound admiration for all the Buddhas, with strength of conviction in the Bodhisattva way, offer and bow down to all the victorious ones. Every harmful action I've done with my body, speech, and mind, overwhelmed by attachment, anger, and ignorance, all these are openly laid bare before you. I'll lift my heart and rejoice in all the merits of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in 10 directions, of solitary realizers here is still training in those beyond, and of all ordinary beings. You who are the bright lights of the worlds in 10 directions, who have attained the Buddha's omniscience through the stages of awakening, all you are my guides, please turn the supreme will of Dharma. With palms together, I earnestly request you who may actualize parinirvana, Please stay with us for eons, numberless as atoms of the world, for the happiness and well-being of all one present samsara. Whatever slight merit I may have accumulated by making prostrations, offering and confessing, rejoicing and requesting that the Buddha stay and teach, I now dedicate all this for the full awakening of all beings. With your mantle offering. This ground anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the four continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine this is a Buddha filled over it. May all sentient beings enjoy this pure land. O May I be blessed that my mind is directed towards the Dharma. May I be blessed that my Dharma practices on the proper path. May I be blessed that the path is free of flaws. May I be blessed that the flaws are seen in the life of exalted wisdom. The four Dhammas Venerable Bhikshu Mahasattva become utterly frustrated with ignorance that grasps the true existence. Please bless by the genuine renunciation, seeing all aspects of samsara as viciously repulsive. Please bless me that my mind soon overflows with the precious Bodhicitta that cherishes others more than myself. Please bless me to have an immaculate experience of the wisdom of emptiness that doesn't see even an atom of intrinsic reality, or a base of understanding how things come into being by dependent origination through mere conditioning. Please bless me that my mind stream overflows with the precious wisdom of non-duality, bliss, and emptiness. Edam Guru Ratna Mandalavam Nirate Amen. Okay, the next foundation for good qualities, page 42. Palama the foundation of all good qualities is a kind of perfect pure Guru. Correct devotion to him is the root of the path. By clearly seeing this and applying great effort, please bless me to rely upon him with great respect. Understanding that the precious freedom of this rebirth is found only once is greatly meaningful and is difficult to find again. Please bless me to generate the mind that unceasingly day and night takes its essence. This life is as impermanent as a water bubble. Remember how quickly the results of virtuous, non-virtuous karmas follow. Finding firm. Samsaric splendors are unsatisfying and unreliable. Seeking them is the door to all suffering. Led by this pure thought, mindfulness, alertness, and great question arise. The root of the teaching is keeping the Pratimoksha vows. Please bless me to accomplish this essential practice. Just as I have fallen into the sea of samsara, so for Mother, my great beings, and bear the responsibility to free my regional beings. Even if develop Bodhicitta by their own practice of 3 types of morality, unknowledge, enlightenment. With my clear recognition of this, please bless me to practice the Bodhisattva vows with great energy. Once I pacify distractions through the home objects and correctly analyze the meaning of reality, please bless me to generate within my mind stream a unified path of karma body and specialist side. Having become a pure vessel by training the general path, please bless me to enter the holy gateway of the fortunate ones, the supreme measure of ego. At that time, the basis of accomplishing the 2 attainments is keeping pure vows and samaya. As I become firmly convinced of this, please bless me to protect his vows and pledges of my life. And having realized the importance of the 2 stages, the essence of Vajrayana, by pressing with great energy, never giving up the 4 sessions. Please bless me to realize the holy teachings of the Holy Guru. Like that, may the Gurus who showed the noble path and the spiritual friends who practice their long lives, please bless me to pass by completely all out any inner hindrances. In all my lives, never separated from perfect Gurus, enjoy the magnificent Dharma by completing the qualities of the stages of the paths, including in the state of Versatara. You are Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of non-referential compassion, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as the Vajrapani, to show hosts of demons without exception. Sankapa, crown jewel of the sage who led us knows, lost on top of your feet and make restorations.
Aside. Okay, now there are people do the generating the consequent mind of complete yoga on the basis of the 4 practices. And the 1, the Singapore meditation, 5 minutes breathing meditation. So since that, I can see that most of you are already familiar with meditation, and no need for the instructions. And the most important thing for us is that we should be mindful of the errors of meditation. One is the excitement, and the other one is mental laxity. And should any of these two things happen, applies remedies twofold: introspection and mindfulness. And meanwhile, eyes not closed and body upright. Okay. Since we have little time, what we can do is that we can do the physical exercise for long-term meditators, where you have backache problem. This physical exercise can help us. Okay. Just stretch your 2 hands, and then the thumbs inside, and wrap the 2 hands, the 2 thumbs, and put in your knees with the arms straight. Okay, arm straight, and then with this, what you do is that we hold the with the 2 hands spread, hold your knees, hold your 2 knees, and with the arms straight, hold your 2 knees, and your right shoulder in, and we will try to touch the right shoulder with your left knee. Meanwhile, the left shoulder, left hand, left arm can be a little bent, but the right
the arm should not be bent, it should be straight. 3 times. Let's try. 1, 2, 3. And you should feel that your back is stretching. Now, your left shoulder, the two hands holding your knees, the 2 arms straight, and the left shoulder should come in like this. Left shoulder should come in, and then the left arm should be straight, and left shoulder should try to move closer towards the right knee. If you can touch it, this is best. If not, still try your best to keep it, to bring it as close to the right knee as possible. Meanwhile, the right arm can be a little bent, but the left arm should not be bent. 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, again, the right shoulder in 3 times towards the left knee. 1, 2, 3. Okay, left shoulder in 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Oh, you good. And this is this will greatly help us to stretch our back. And meanwhile, the backache, the back pain because of extended period of staying upright, this pain will be removed. And it's not only for the meditation, even otherwise. People with a sedentary lifestyle just keep sitting like this on the desk with a laptop. So you can, when you feel the back pain, you can do this exercise. This will greatly relieve us of the back pain and back pain. Then the other one, and next one is on the next one is the breathing, 9-round breathing. Okay, ready? Okay, so what we did before, the 2 hands, the 2 thumbs inside, wrapped with the other remaining fingers, and then put straight on your knees. Okay, then pull through your knees, legs, ribs, and then right below your armpit, then throw it in front, right in front, and then throw the both hands on your left side, like this, with the right fist underneath your left armpit, and release this first finger, the forefinger, release it out, and then with the hind side of the finger, block your right nostril. Take 3 deep breaths. The hand back on your left knee. Again, on your knee. Again. Okay, again the fists on your knees, both the fists on your knees. Pull through your knees, legs, ribs, and throw. And push both hands on the right side, like this, the same thing. And the left fist under your right armpit. And then the forefinger, let it out. And hind side of the forefinger, block your left nostril and take three breaths. Good. Again, pull through your knees, both fists on your knees, legs, ribs, throw, and put them on both the knees and breathe through both the nostrils 3 times. Okay, good. Now we'll do the breathing meditation for 5 minutes. And Just count the breath. Just count the breath. For some, it can be like 60 rounds, breathe in, breathe out. For some, it can be like 70, 80, depending on the length of the breath. Ready? 5 minutes. Anyone has a clock? Watch. Yes, visible. Should be visible. Button display or any watch, simple watch. Okay, 5 minutes. Okay. Next, renunciation. Renunciation, Bodhicitta, Vishma, and emptiness, these three are going to be analytical meditation. What we did thus far, which is the single point meditation, this is for the shamatha practice to build stability of a mind. And the remaining are for what is referred to as the analytical meditation. So we are going to do that in the form of a guided meditation. For this, just try to follow the instructions and don't try to correlate with whatever you've learned before, what you read before, what you experience. Don't try to correlate. If you want to correlate, you can correlate later on, not at this point. This point, just focus on following the instructions to invoke, to the best you can, invoke these experiences. This is very important. Finally, through analysis, when you bring about cognitive transformation, that in turn should be employed to bring about effective transformation within the mind. Where our mind becomes the way it was so aggressive, rough, should become very tender, embracing, and peaceful, and loving, and caring. So this is whole purpose. For that, we require, say, the transformation that happens on the basis of the experience. So we're trying to invoke the experiences to the best we can. Okay. Ready? Renunciation. Renunciation is to renounce our miseries. To renounce miseries, we need to know how to renounce cause of the miseries, as indicated by the Buddha. He dharma hetu prabhava, hetum desham tadakato hyevatat. All these phenomena, particularly the phenomena of suffering, miseries, arise from the respective causes. And the Buddha identified that all the causes of miseries can be boiled down to ignorance. And ignorance, while there are so many of these, the ignorances, the Buddha identified four key kinds of ignorance: misconceiving impermanent phenomena as permanent, misconceiving impure things as pure, misconceiving selfless nature as selfhood, and misconceiving the miseries as happiness. So with this in mind, to counteract these four kinds of ignorance, the four seals are taught. And of course, the first three seals will counteract all the four levels of ignorance, and the fourth one is the result. Fourth seal is the resultant experience of the resultant state of having encountered the four levels of ignorance. First, all composite things impermanent. Impermanence is of two kinds: gross impermanence and subtle impermanence. It's so important for us to reflect on gross impermanence before we go into the meditation of subtle impermanence. Gross impermanence constitute our time when we were young, when we did not have any responsibilities. Your parents are there to take care of you, your food, your clothing, and everything. And now those beautiful days are over. That's impermanence. And our youth is over. Youth passes by. And where at times some villages, some towns, we can see the abandoned towns, abandoned villages. How did it happen? The day before the evacuation, the whole village was so lively, vibrant. And the next day it was a flood, earthquake, landslide, the pandemic, and so forth. The whole village becomes empty. Whole town becomes empty. This impermanence. And people who you know the last many years. In my case, my mom disappeared from this earth 50 years ago when I was just 5 years old. This is what the Buddha indicated as all what is gathered disperses, all what stands falls, all what is accumulated gets exhausted, all what is born dies. This is the reality of the impermanence of samsara. And underscoring the gross impermanence is the self-impermanence, where all composite phenomena should necessarily be of the nature of the momentariness. How do we know that? How do we reach to this conclusion? How do we meditate on this? Is by, in the first place, think of a very gross impermanence, such as a tree that grows from a tiny seed to a 10 feet tall tree, from a barren land to a huge building, castle, dam, and so forth, which came into existence within the span of the last 10 years, 20 years, and so forth. So this change, obvious change that we could see in 10 years or 20 years is possible only if there's a change happening on a yearly basis. And this change is possible only if there's a change happening on a monthly basis, weekly basis, daily basis, hourly basis, minute by minute basis, second by second basis, millisecond by millisecond basis. So when you see on the minute by minute basis, we can hardly see that with our eyes. But when we see that this change, what's happening on the minute by minute basis, is possible only if there are 60 minute changes within on the basis of the seconds. At that level, yes, it's visible. We can see the change. And the change that you see within the span of a second is possible if there's a change that you see the split into 100 times or 1,000 times. 1,000 times is known as a millisecond. On that level, it's so fast. This is how our body moves. This is how all the composite phenomena move. This is known as the self-impermanence. But reflect on how all composite phenomena, they are so transient, fleeting, momentary. Just imagine what is the emotional, the state like within us if you are to discover this reality. They're all composite phenomena moving so fast, like a fast-moving train. Yes, imagine somebody throws you in a very fast-moving train, and faster the train moves, more the fear. You don't know where this train is taking you. And of course, who decides where this train is going? Decided by the train driver. If the train driver is your mom and dad, no doubt he'll take you to a big spot. But if the train driver is under the dictate, under the sway, under the control of the terrorists, it'll only take us to the slaughterhouse. Unfortunately, in our case, while the train driver is like our mind, but this mind is under the sway of the worst of the contaminations, which is self-grasping ignorance. And this self-grasping ignorance is complemented by self-centered attitude. The two together, no doubt, it takes us so fast to the state of death, to the state of miseries. This is what the Buddha indicated as all contaminated things are of suffering nature. Suffering like what? Suffering, three kinds of suffering. Suffering change, pervasive condition suffering. And this suffering, just one moment of such an incredibly painful, tragic moment within us is good enough to nullify all the past moments of merriments, festivities, birthday parties, and celebrations, so forth. Like the loss of near and dear ones is extremely painful. It just shatters all the past moments of the merriments and joys into just totally meaningless and gloomy state. And having to shed tears endlessly. Yes, that's very true. One moment such the miseries is good enough to nullify all, to see that your whole life is totally meaningless. True. So what's the way out? The way out is only if you look for ways to get rid of the root of the miseries. And root of the miseries is the worst of contamination, which is self-grasping ignorance. And how to get rid of self-grasping ignorance? Ignorance, by the very definition, is the designing mind whose apprehension of the tally, whose apprehension of object does not tally with reality. In other words, the person which blurs the vision of your reality. So how to get rid of this ignorance? By introducing counter force. What is counter force? Is ignorance. Just as light, just as it is by introducing light that the darkness can be eradicated, it is only through introducing the light of the wisdom that the darkness of ignorance can be eradicated. What is this wisdom? But wisdom, by the very definition, is a discerning mind whose apprehension of the object tallies with the reality. What's the reality? The reality is that everything is like a dream, nothing is objectively. Okay, let's quickly, this is what the Buddha indicated as the third seal, that everything is the nature of emptiness and selflessness. What is this emptiness? Okay, let's quickly meditate on the emptiness of yourself, emptiness of each one of us. There's going to be guided meditation, and some of you may be very new to this, don't worry. Let us just try to follow the instruction, and as much as possible, try to invoke you're trying to live with this experience. What are you doing? I'm meditating. What is your body doing? My body is in a meditative posture. And how does this person who you identify as I, the self, appears to be like a dream or so objectively real? Of course. The self appears so objectively real, so objectified, so solidified, right out there. This belief that the self exists as objectively real, this is ignorance. This is known as self-grasping ignorance. How do we know that this self does not exist as objectively real? So, you remember what Arjuna said. If the mirage were to be water, or not those close by the mirage see water. With a similar token of reasoning, if the self were to be existing objectively, why don't I see the self as I go closer to this object? Okay. Now let us go closer to this object. The mind which goes closer to this object is known as ultimate analysis. Technically speaking, we subject the self to ultimate analysis to see if the self does exist objectively. Okay. But the ultimate analysis, subjective ultimate analysis, whatever is seen as not the self, but if it's not the self, just ignore this because you're interested to see whether the self exists object or whether there is an object existing self. What if it's not the self? Just ignore this. Okay, subjective to self-ultimate analysis, we see a thin layer of the skin, your skin. Of course, that's not me. Behind that, the fatty tissues. Behind that, the muscles, cartilages. Alongside, the whole skeleton is there, the skull, the jaw, whole skeleton is there. Alongside the heart, the lungs, liver, pancreas, kidney, spleen, intestine, stomach, gallbladder, and so forth. All these solid parts constitute the element of earth. And the element of earth, of course, is not to be identified as intrinsically as the self. Okay. What is next? 4 liters of blood, which is pumped in and out by the heart to different parts of the body. That is the element of water. Of course, that is not to be identified as the self. This is not the self. And that's the ultimate analysis. Element of fire. 2,600 joules of energy our body has, in other words, the body heat. Of course, that is not the self. Element of air, 4.6 liters of air that you breathe in and out through your lungs. Of course, that is not me. Element of space, 99.99% of your body's space is vacuum. Yes, the space vacuum in nature, whereas I'm a solid person. The space is also not to be identified as I, not to be identified as I in the eyes of the ultimate analysis. What is left now? My mind is left. Your mind is not. Even your mind is also not you. You're a male, you're a female, but your mind doesn't have the gender. Gender is posited on the basis of your body. So therefore, even this mind is also not identified as the self. And also that people can see me, people cannot see my mind. So therefore, element of consciousness or the element mind is also not me. Okay, now you've come too close towards the object, and you identify 6 elements, and none of these 6 elements are to be identified as intrinsically as one with the self. Now see if the self exists as intrinsically different from these 6 elements. Remove the 6 elements, what left? Nothing is left as the self. Okay, it's quite scary to see that I come too close to the self and also ultimate analysis, and the self is nowhere to be seen. Stay in this experience. In the eyes of ultimate analysis, the self is nowhere to be seen. The self is empty of objective reality. Stay in this experience. Besides the 6 elements, there's nothing there as a self. Stay in this experience. Okay, this is amazingly precious practice. But what's the benefit of this meditation? Yes, just as this self dissolves in the eyes of ultimate analysis, if you subject all forms of sorrows, sickness, aging, death, tension, depression, anxiety, anguish, and so forth, all these subjected to the same ultimate analysis, we see that they as well disappear. They are transcended. You transcend all sorrows. You transcend all disturbance. Transcending sorrow is absolute peace. This is what the Buddha taught as the 4th seal. Okay, that's amazing. All your sorrows dissolve. All your sorrows transcended. The peace dawns within you. And this absolute peace just generate a very strong aspiration of renunciation. May I experience this emptiness with the total conviction and confidence that all my sorrows dissolve in this experience of emptiness. So this aspiration, may I experience this emptiness, where all my sorrows dissolve and transcended, that aspiration is known as renunciation. Okay, slowly come out of this practice before we just take a few seconds rest before we move to the Bodhicitta practice. Are you ready for the Bodhicitta practice? Ready? Good. Okay, for the Bodhicitta practice, just invoke the blessings of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in the space in front of us, a soul-loving, caring, embracing, the way and the manner in which your parents, you as a little boy or a little girl, for the first time in your life, make a public appearance, and your parents are so proud of you. They left behind all what did you do for that day, to just join the audience, to wave their hands to you, to say that we are here, we're proud of you. And your 2 parents, your children, all family members are with you, to join you where you inspired them to take this aspiration Bodhisattva vow, so that all the mental defilements will be removed, that all insight will be manifested fully. So with this mind, we will do this Bodhicitta practice on the basis of the 4 seals. The 4 immeasurables. First, immeasurable loving kindness. Again, this practice can be extremely superficial for some of us. Don't worry. Being superficial is fine. When you practice music, when you practice the keyboard, although you mimic your teachers, which keys to press, but there's no music, it's only noise. It's so superficial. Through more constant practice, the noise will gradually be replaced by the beautiful music. So this is not necessarily training, this is not necessarily practice. Even if our practice turns out to be very superficial, it doesn't matter. This is how we begin, and eventually it will become the extremely powerful compassion to all the beings. Okay, immeasurable loving kindness. How good would it be that all my dear Mother sentient beings are endowed with happiness and the causeless happiness. The causeless happiness primarily consisting of the wisdom of emptiness and the unconditional love of Bodhicitta. May all my dear Mother sentient beings be endowed with happiness and the causeless happiness. I will take the responsibility that all my dear Mother sentient beings are endowed with happiness and the causeless happiness. The Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, witnessing that we became such a courageous commitment, like the mother of all these many years of hardship in raising her children, today the eldest daughter, just aged 12, eldest son, just aged 11, come to the mother, telling the mother, Mother, please take rest. You've done everything for us. We're already grown up. We'll take care of all our siblings. And the mother could not believe her eyes and ears. She is so proud of you. This is exactly what is happening to all Buddhist Bodhisattvas. They're so proud of you today for taking the responsibility, courageous responsibility, to take the responsibility of all the beings on your shoulder. And this incredible joy and compassion all Buddhist Bodhisattvas feel, the pride and the happiness that they feel, invoke the compassionate omniscient minds to a sense of nectar as a very soothing light to you and all demon sentient beings. The mere touch of light and nectar with the body speaks yours, instills in all happiness and causes happiness in the minds of sentient beings yourself. And you, with such a miracle is happening to us all, the demon sentient beings, you intensely happy. Take 3 deep breaths, sigh with relief. Oh. Immeasurable compassion. How good would it be that all my demon sentient beings are freed from suffering and the cause of suffering? May all my demon sentient beings be freed from suffering and the causes of suffering. Causes of suffering primarily consisting of self-grasping ignorance and self-centered attitude. I will take the responsibility that all my demon sentient beings are freed from suffering and the cause of suffering. The Buddhas and Bodhisattvas witnessing that you make such a courageous commitment, their intense happy and proud for you. This pride and happiness invoke their compassionate, omniscient minds to send forth nectars of soothing lights to us you and all demon sentient beings. The mere touch of lights and nectars with the body brings yours. Washes away all the miseries and cause of miseries from the minds of sentient beings yourself. And you, witnessing such a miracle is happening to us all our demon sentient beings, you intensely happy. Take 3 deep breaths, sigh with relief. Next, immeasurable joy. How good would it be that all my demon sentient beings are never separated from happiness and the cause of happiness that they're endowed with. May all my demon sentient beings never be separated from happiness and the cause of happiness that they're endowed with. I will take the responsibility that all my demon sentient beings are never separated from happiness and the cause of happiness that they're endowed with. The Buddhas and Bodhisattvas witnessing that you're making such a courageous commitment, the intense happiness proud of you. This bright and happiness invoke the compassionate, omniscient minds to send the nectar of soothing lights towards you and all demonstration beings. The mere touch of lights and nectars with the bodies and beings yours stabilizes the happiness and the causes of happiness the beings are endowed with. And you witnessing such a miraclism towards all the demonstration beings, you intensely happy. Take 3 deep breaths silently. Finally, immeasurable equanimity. How good would it be that all my demonstration beings are freed from the biased attitude of excessive attachment with some and aversion towards others, and instead abide in the great state of equanimity, embracing all other demonstration beings equally, leaving none aside. May all my demonstration beings be freed from the biased attitude of excessive attachment towards some and aversion towards others. I will take the responsibility that all my demonstration beings are freed from the biased attitude of excessive attachment towards some and aversion towards others. The Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, witnessing that you make such a courageous commitment, the intense happy and proud of you, this pride and happiness invoke their compassionate omniscient minds to present the nectars of soothing towards you and all demonstration beings. The mere touch of the last nectars by the bodies brings you yours. Frees the beings from the biased attitude of excessive attachment towards some and aversion towards others, and instead making them abide in the great state of equanimity, embracing all other demonstration beings equally, leaving none aside. And you witnessing such a miraclism towards all the demonstration beings, you're intensely happy. Take 3 deep breaths, silent relief. Underscoring for all the four immeasurables is unconditional love towards all the beings. Just abiding the experience of unconditional love towards all the beings. To an extent that each one of them feels themselves as soul, especially in your eye. With folded hands, let us make a Bodhicitta commitment together 3 times. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear mother sentient beings. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear mother sentient beings. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear mother sentient beings. Just abide in this most beautiful mind that exists, possibly exists in the whole universe, the mind of the Bodhicitta. Slowly transform this beautiful mind of Bodhicitta into a spotless, clean moon disk, horizontally sitting with the heart. Okay, this is amazing that you made such a courageous commitment to become Buddha for the benefit of demonstration base. But remember that no matter how much you squeeze a handful of sand, no oil comes out. Yes, I know that. I'm not like a handful of sand, I'm like a handful of sunflower seeds, squeezing which oil does come out. I have a Buddha nature within me. If I put the correct effort, then the Buddhahood will come out of this. But since time immemorial till now, it never was awakened. So what makes you think that today you can do that? Yes, that's right. Till today, I'm being deceived by the 2 demons, self-grasping, ignorant, self-centered attitude. Today I'm disillusioned by these 2. I'm going to do everything to exterminate these two demons. What are you going to do? I'm going to introduce a very powerful remedy. What is that remedy? The wisdom of emptiness. Okay. Let's quickly retrieve the experience of emptiness, which we meditation emptiness, which we did as the third seal, as a part of the four seals. What are you doing? I'm meditating. And how this person who identifies I appear to you as objectively real or like a dream that your mind is creating it. Of course, it's so objectively real. This belief is a self-grasping ignorance, and this is the root of all our miseries. How do you know that this ignorance, that there's not a wisdom, this doesn't tell the real? How do you know that? Remember what Arjuna taught. If the mirage were to be water, one of those close by the mirage see water. With a similar token praise thing, applying to the self, if the self were to exist objectively, why don't I see the self as I go closer to the object? Now subject the self to ultimate analysis by going closer to self. Going closer to self, we see the element of earth, the thin layer of the skin, the fatty tissues behind that, muscles, cartilages, bones, heart, the lungs, spleen, and so all these sort of parts constitute the element of earth. Element of water, 4 liters of blood which is pumped in and out by the heart which comes from the body. Element of fire, 2,600 joules of energy your body has. Element of air, 4.6 liters of air that you breathe in and out through your lungs. Element of space, 99% of your body is vacuum. Element of consciousness, your mind. Now tell me, which of the 6 elements in isolation analysis is the self? None. Okay, if no way the self can be identified amongst the 6 elements, just if the self exists as different from the 6 elements, remove the 6 elements, what is that? Nothing is left there to be seen as a self. Okay, you discover that from the object there's nothing to be identified as a self. Yes, dense experience. In some cases, a goosebumps can come to you. In some cases, tickling sensation can flow in your body. In some cases, extremely profound, tranquil experience can happen at the core of your heart. Should any of these experiences come to you, you are very fortunate. But if not, don't worry. Go for extensive studies, reflection, and very soon you too will have that experience, extremely moving experience. Okay, slowly transform this wisdom of emptiness into a spotlessly clean, thumb-sized, wide vajra, vertically sitting on the Buddhist Buddha heart. Okay, now you have the non-dual bodhicittas, the blaze of non-dual bodhicittas. The 2 bodhicittas there, 2 bodhicittas in the form of unison, non-dual. Moon, symbolic of the conventional bodhicitta, the desire to become Buddha for the benefit of ultimate sentient beings. Vajra, symbolic of the ultimate bodhicitta, the non-dual wisdom of emptiness of the Arya Bodhisattvas. These 2 together, combined together, will eradicate all the mental defilements, afflictive obscurations, as well as cognitive obscurations. Wow, that's amazing. I'm so fortunate. Yes, you are very fortunate, but let's not forget your 2 parents are there. I know your children, all of the members, all the demonstrations are there. What's the point? If they suffer and you are liberated. Yes, that's true. Just your extremely strong compassion towards all the beings. And this compassion invokes the Vajramuni to heart to multiply infinite number of times. Share 1/7 of Vajra moon and the heart of your mother. 1/7 of Vajra moon with your father at his heart. 1/7 with each one of your children, your family members, each one of the beings here in Deer Park, in India, in your own country, in the entire world, in the entire Milky Way galaxy, and in the entire universe. Okay, that's amazing. Now everyone, look at how many trillions and trillions of creatures are there in the ocean. Everyone has a share of the Vajra moon because of your kindness. And how many trillions of creatures are there in the wilderness. Tiny insects to the biggest of the lions, elephants, so forth. Everyone has a share of Vajra moon from you. This indeed is amazing. Meanwhile, let's not forget that all Buddhist Bodhisattvas, they are watching us. Why not we invite all Buddhist Bodhisattvas to be the witness to undertaking the ceremony of taking the auspicious Bodhisattva vow? As a gesture making a request to all Buddhist Bodhisattvas, along with all demons and beings, let us slowly stand up to make 3 prostrations to all Buddhist Bodhisattvas.
Yes. Some of them. So,
On the right knees. Those of you who have knee problem, back problem, please sit in whichever position is more comfortable for you. And those who have no problem, you can sit on your knees. And since it will take a few minutes, when you feel if you start with the pain, then at that point, then you can sit comfortably, which is better for you. So with this in mind, now that all of us know the meaning of this, I don't want to repeat it. We'll just decided while invoking the meanings that you in mind. And I mentioned that all Buddhist Bodhisattvas for the first time, like a small girl, little girl, age 5, age 6, and a little boy, age 5, 6, for the first time in your life, you're making a public appearance. You're making public appearance on behalf of your school, and your parents are so happy, proud. They just leave behind whatever they have to do that day to join the audience, waving their hands to you, saying that we are here. This is exactly what has happened to all Buddhist Bodhisattvas. They're so happy today on the auspicious, very sacred day of the Lhabab Duechen, the day the Buddha descended from the 3 realms of the heaven, the 33 heaven to planet Earth. So auspicious, and Buddhist Bodhisattvas, they're so proud. What are you doing today? And you're leading this, and all the beings, like your siblings, you just encourage all of them to join you to take the aspect Buddhism vow to undertake the journey, kate, para, for the Buddhists who are to awakening Buddha nature, that we don't have to shed tears anymore in the future. That your joy expands infinitely for yourself and for all the demonstration beings. With this mind, let's recite from page 52, I think. Page 52 or 50. Page 50 or 52? 50, page 50. With wholeheartedly invoke the meaning. I go for refuge to the Triple Gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. I go for refuge to the Triple Gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. I go for refuge to the Triple Gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please be here to me. Just as previous Buddhas have generated the mind of Bodhicitta, and just as they successfully developed the Bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of Bodhicitta, and the Vaishyala to successful trained Bodhisattva practices. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please be here to me. Just as the previous Buddhas have generated the mind of Bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwell in the Bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of Bodhicitta, and the Vaishyala to successful train the Bodhisattva practices. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please be here to me. Just as previous Buddhas have generated the mind of Bodhicitta, and justice is successful during the Bodhisattva practices. Likewise, for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate about the Bodhicitta, and likewise shall I too successful friend the Bodhisattva practices. Just feel the joy of having received the especially Bodhisattva vow, the joy. And imagine that all Buddhist Bodhisattvas, like the mother after all these many years of God receiving complaints from the school principal about you as a little girl or as a little boy. That today the school principal comes, and imagine that the mother again becomes very apprehensive welcome to complaints. Today the school principal very different and said, no, we came here to congratulate you. For what? That your son and your daughter, two of them are appointed as the best of the students of the school for this year. The mother couldn't believe her eyes and ears. All these many years, hearing complaints about the daughter and the son. Today, she's getting such the news that good news that that makes her so proud. This is exactly what has happened to all Buddhist Bodhisattvas. All these many lifetimes, while they were expecting us to engage in virtues so that we will not suffer, but on the contrary, we always engage in negativities, and that which makes them so sad all these many lifetimes. And today, for the first time, we did something extremely good. They all the Buddhist Bodhisattvas feel so proud. So this pride and joy all the Buddhist Bodhisattvas feel today for you having taken the aspect of Buddhism vow, invoke the Vajramon at their hearts, which are in the full-fledged form, to multiply infinite number of times. Like a rain shower, they descend to merge with the one that visualizes the heart, thereby becoming non-dual, stabilized, and blessed. Likewise, the innumerable replicas Vajramon from the Buddhist Bodhisattva, they descend to merge with the one that visualizes the heart of your mother, and the heart of the father, and the heart of each one of your children, the family members, everyone here in Deer Park, in India, in your country, in the entire world, in the entire Milky Way galaxy, in the entire universe. Now, everyone, the Vajramon that you have shared with them, all these trillions creatures in the ocean, in the wilderness, everyone, the Vajramon that you shared with them, they received, they become non-dual with the one they received from what descended from all the Buddhist Bodhisattvas, hearts of Vajramon, thereby become non-dual, stabilized, and blessed. That's amazing. So that we always want to do something good for your loved ones. And the best gift that you can offer to your loved ones, to all your demon sentient beings, is the gift of having generated this bodhicitta, taking this bodhisattva vow. And today you have gifted this gift to all your demon sentient beings. And of all the offerings that you can make to all bodhisattvas, this best offering, Buddha himself declared that the one moment of practicing compassion far excels the gifts of the whole universe filled with gems, gold, silver, and so forth, and offered to all Buddhist Bodhisattvas. If this were the case, what to mention of our having taken as Bodhisattva, but today, on this holy day, on this sacred day, the Buddha descended from the 33, the God realm to the planet Earth. Today, you have made this offering to all Buddhist Bodhisattvas. And of the purpose of life, we see that there's nothing greater purpose of life than what you did today. And today you have extracted such a meaning, purpose to your life. And all these amazing things are happening, all because of the blessings of all the Buddhist Bodhisattvas. As a gesture of thanking all the Buddhist Bodhisattvas, let us slowly stand up with all the demon sentient beings to make 3 prostrations to all the Buddhist Bodhisattvas. Would you please take your seats? Now sit comfortably. Okay. We are very fortunate that we have taken the aspiration Bodhicitta vow on this sacred day, and to be connected with this same very precious, the practice of these two teachings. In the future lifetimes, we include them in the form of very powerful practice or the prayer. So let's say these three terms together. Page 51. Page 51. Throughout my future lifetimes, may I always be guided by the compassionate Buddha and be able to uphold the two precious Bodhicittas even across my life. Throughout my future lifetimes, may I always be guided by the compassionate Buddha and be able to uphold the two precious Bodhicittas even across my life. Throughout my future lifetimes, may I always be guided by the compassionate Buddha and be able to uphold the two precious Bodhicittas even across my life. In order to further increase this bodhicitta from now on, those with discernment who have lucidly seized and awakened the mind of bodhicitta in this way should highly praise it in the following manner. Today my life has borne fruit. Having well obtained this human existence, I've been born in the family of the Buddha, and now I'm one of Buddha's children. Thus, whatever actions I do from now on must be in accord with the family. Never shall I disgrace or pollute this noble and unsullied race. Just like a blind man discovering jewel in a heap of rubbish, but likewise by some coincidence, an awakening mind has been born within me. It is the supreme ambrosia that overcomes the sovereignty of death. It is the inexhaustible treasure that eliminates all poverty in the world. It is the supreme medicine that quells the world's disease. It is the tree that shelters all beings wandering and tied on the path of conditioned existence. It is this universal bridge that leads to freedom from unhappy states of birth. It is the dawning moon of the mind that dispels the torment of disturbing conceptions. Is a great sun that finally removes the mixed ignorance of the world. Is a quintessential butter from the chain in the middle of the Dharma. For all those guests traveled on the path of conditioned existence, who wish to experience the boundless happiness, this will satisfy them with joy, and it shall place them in supreme bliss. Today, in the presence of all the protectors, I invite the world to be guests at a festival of temporary and ultimate delight. May gods, demigods, all be joyful. Okay, we'll recite Buddha mantra, Buddha Shakyamuni mantra 21 times. And as you recite this, just visualize the Buddha Shakyamuni on your crown, on your overhead, and likewise in a family or amongst your friends or people you know, people there in the Ukraine, Russia, the Gaza Stream, Israel, and the Palestinian, and wherever there's some domestic violence, wherever they are, just visualize all the sentient beings with the Buddha Shakyamuni, on each of the crown of every sentient being. And as we recite this mantra, visualize the nectar flowing from the Buddha's body's special mind, filling the body of all the beings, that all the miseries are removed, self-grasping ignorance removed, self-centered energy removed, particularly the leaders, the ignorance, self-centered attitude, they're all removed, that they generate such a loving compassion towards all the beings and embrace each other rather than, say, the room for wars. Om Mani Mani Ma Mani Swaha. 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 Would you be able to the conclusion, derivation, additional derivation prayer, additional derivation prayer? This one. Additional derivation prayer. Okay, is on page 294. Page 294. Additional derivation prayer. Okay. We are waiting for screen sharing. Thank you. As you recite these derivation prayers, just let our the compassionate feelings or the empathy flow. Let it flow with all the beings. In the land and circle by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good. All powerful, generous, Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until samsara ends. Just as the brave Manjushri and Samadbhata too realize things as they are, also I dedicate all these merits in the best way that I may follow that perfect example. I dedicate all these rules of virtue with the dedication praise that the best of all the Buddhas who appeared in 3 times, so that I might perform the noble Bodhisattva states. Chanjo semjo rinpoche ma ke ba na ke gyuroche ye ba nyam ba me ba yang one kondo pe barai sho. May the Supreme Bodhicitta, there is no reason to rise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish but increase forevermore. As long as space remains, as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. To do the merits of these virtuous actions, may we attain the state of the Buddha, and lead all beings without exception into the enlightened state. I dedicate the merit thus gathered towards the realization that is in the prayers of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas for 3 times, and of the important Dharma teaching and realization. May in all lives, through the force of this merit, never separate from the 4 wheels of the Mahayana vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, bodhicitta, perfect in the 2 stages. But I wish to offer all beings, I shall always go for refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha until I reach for enlightenment. May the poor find wealth, those weak with sorrow find joy. May the fallen find new hope, constant happiness and prosperity. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from the illness. And may every disease in the world never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid, and those bound be freed. May the parties find power, and may people think of benefiting one another. By the merits of accumulated, may every single being abandon all forms of wrongdoing and perpetually engage in virtue. May they never be parted from the mind of Bodhicitta, and may they always be engaged in the Bodhisattva's contact. May they be cared for by the Buddhas and relinquish the actions of devils. May no living creature ever suffer, commit wrong, or ever fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled, or their minds ever be depressed. May all the pains of living creatures solely ripen solely upon myself, and through the might of the Bodhisattva Sangha, may all beings experience happiness. Having dispelled all inner and outer obstacles and downfalls, such as poverty, despair, oppression, cruelty, epidemics, and natural disasters due to an environmental degradation, may all beings forever enjoy the glory of peace and happiness. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I shall demand a full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. I go for the triple gem. I confess the negativities individually, original virtues, all the beings, I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. By the power of practicing and supplicating to you, May all be free from sickness, poverty, and conflict. And may endowment of spaciousness proliferate in all the places where they abide. The path to union and compassion, emptiness, compassion, is loosely explained by the protector Buddha, Dharma, and the beings the letters knows. So the loser holds the Tenzin Gyatso, we certificate you that your wishes are fulfilled spontaneously. May the operations of evil thoughts and deeds of the negative forces, humans or non-humans, who help and manage through perverted prayers against the teachings of the Buddhas, be totally vanquished through the power of the truth of three jewels. By the dependent realization of the profound suchness of appearance and emptiness, together with the force of great compassion of the three jewels and the power of the truth, and through the virtue of the infallible law of karmas and their fruits, may this truthful prayer of ours be unhindered and quickly fulfilled. May the teaching of this beneficial one till the world's end be unshaken by the wind of evil thoughts. May it always be met by innumerable beings who find conviction in the teacher by understanding the teaching's true nature. May it never falter even for an instant to uphold the excellence of the sage, which illuminates the principle of dependent origination for all my births, even giving away my body and life. I spend day and night carefully reflecting on what means can I enhance this teaching achieved by the Supreme Savior to restrain his efforts over countless eons. May all my lives never separate from perfect gurus enjoy the magnificent Dharma by completing the qualities of stages of the paths, may clearly attain the state of Vajradhara. Throughout my future lifetimes, may always be guided by the Jewishri and be able to uphold the Dharma in general and the teachings of dependent origination in particular, even across my life. Teyata Om Gate Gate Aragate Arasamgate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Gate Aragate Arasamgate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Gate Aragate Arasamgate Bodhiswatyata. Okay, thank you all of you. And it'd be good if you can recite the Buddha mantra, Buddha Shakyamuni mantra more on these auspicious sacred days. Okay, have a very virtuous the Lhabab Duechen to all of you. The three prostrations. Thank
Thank you very much, Kishila, for being the light of guidance and letting us with the prayers and letting us to pledge all the Bodhisattva vows on this very special occasion. Thank you very much. And I would like to thank each and every one of you for joining with us. And I would like to make a gentle reminder and an announcement that on 25th November 2023, we'll be having our conference on quantum physics and Buddhist philosophy. Right. Thank you very much.